Hey everyone, welcome to Roda 360. I decided to follow up. I hope this is clear enough. I decided to follow up with this video because someone just said, your introduction video was too official. Why don't you follow up with something where you look more relaxed? And so I decided to just I'll do something, and I believe we'll make do with the time that we have, and we'll learn one or two things from here. Please leave your comments in the comment section, your questions, and any follow-up videos you want us to do, any follow-up titles, or say topics or questions you like us to discuss in the comment section. And I believe you can see my email somewhere on my page if you search. If you have any questions, you have anything you wanted us to discuss, you could just leave it in my email or in the comment section. I'm there always, anyways, and I'm here because of you. So yeah, good morning, good evening, good afternoon. Is it middle of the night where you are? You're welcome. So today I want to talk about taking that leap. Some people call it the leap of faith. Others just say, okay, I took the leap because I had to. Others just do it because other people are doing it. Yeah. Yeah, people do that. Yeah, things like that. So, yeah, making the leap. So, I'm going to talk about how I took the leap from a non-academic life into, I'm telling you, into being a PhD student. It's not been easy. It wasn't something I thought I was going to do from the beginning. Yeah, so my background, I'm a pharmacist. I'm a Nigerian trained pharmacist, and I used to be interested in clinical pharmacy. Clinical pharmacists, those people that work in the hospital, the pharmacists that work in the hospitals, in your community pharmacy. Yeah, those guys are actually really brilliant. They are very intelligent guys. Don't joke with them, right? So whether in your country or where you live right now, those guys can prescribe or not. Clinical pharmacists are one of the most intelligent group of people we are lucky to have in this world. So yeah, I wanted to be a clinical pharmacist. So internship, post internship, I wanted to work in a hospital and you know make my impact from there, talk to patients, be at the forefront of pharmaceutical care. But it didn't work that way, probably because um of movement, right? My family and I moved a lot. Even, yeah, we moved a lot, even while we're in Nigeria, from moving from one state to another. And so I kept changing jobs. And so leaving a hospital practice was not really my my was not really what I wanted to do. But then I just found myself doing it anyways. So I moved from hospital to community pharmacy. I worked in the community pharmacy for a while. Yeah, I enjoyed community pharmacy. Only that I started working with someone who wasn't a pharmacist. The own Yeah, like where the owner of the pharmacy is not a pharmacist, and you have to step in as a pharmacist in charge of the place. So I was working there, and then it now tended towards more of sales. So I was doing more of sales of drugs, of medications, and other non-pharmaceutical products. I got tired, right? I told myself I couldn't do that anymore. Then I looked at starting my own pharmacy, but I wasn't financially buoyant at the moment. So So yeah, then we moved again. Yeah, my family and I moved again, and this time around, I got a job in an industry in supply chain. So we're doing supply chain management of vaccines, of pharmaceuticals, and we're doing distribution from one state to another. And from supply chain, I was moved to um, quality assurance in the same company. I was moved to quality assurance, and this time around, I was made to test medications coming in. So the company will import medications, and um, my department would test if those medications were up to par, right? To as to regulatory standards and all before distribution. I thought that was a great idea. Although the company was struggling at this time, this was almost close to the pandemic time already. The company was struggling, management issues, financial burden, you know, and authorities and every company was struggling. So that quality assurance lab did not really go well, but I learned a lot from that place. It looked as if nothing was happening, but a lot was happening and people were taking note. That quality assurance experience I had was what like like um inspired my interest. I told myself, I think there should be more out there. It's not just about talking with patients or dispensing medications. It's not just about moving vaccines or pharmaceuticals from one place to another. There is more. Yeah, and there was more. And there's still more out there, guys. If any of you is in the clinical space, don't think that that's all. In fact, there's more out there than your clinical space, my brother and my sister. Yeah. So I so that was when I began to think about going for my postgraduate studies. Now I had wanted to do my masters earlier, but it didn't work, right? Instability in so many aspects of my life, and it didn't, just sometimes we plan. They say man proposes, God disposes, right? So sometimes we plan, and it doesn't just come through with the way we've planned. So yeah. So after the quality assurance stuff, I decided to go for my postgraduate studies, and I began to apply again. This time around, I was looking outside the country. Yeah, especially because I started meeting people who studied outside of Nigeria, people who studied in other African countries, or who were at the time working in other African nations. People who were working with United Nations, doing what I did at the quality assurance lab, or doing what I did, you know, in any other space that I had done. But then they were adding more. So they were they schooled abroad, came back home, got the United Nations job or some form of high income job, and they started doing well. So I thought, okay, fine, let me go for research. Let me go into research. Let me see what's out there in research and development. My aim, again, listen, was research and development. I didn't think I wanted to be in the space of education, in the space of teaching, in the space of holding marker and pen on the board. No, I thought it was just going to be research and development, and then back to industry, and or back into policy, and you know just deliver what I had. So I kept applying, and of course, I was looking out for scholarships. And during this time, my family was growing. I had my babies, I had my twins later, and Nigeria, the instability and everything in Nigeria was affecting. us. So sometimes when I had to submit applications, I couldn't. When I had to write the English test, I couldn't. When I had to do a lot of things, right, I couldn't. But just a lot of barriers. Yeah, things that were hoping to stop me and my family. So I continued. Somehow I got a scholarship in Thailand, and I went to study in Thailand for 2 years. There I had my pharmaceutical science and technology masters, and where I looked at the regulatory aspects of a new drug delivery system and how it is done in 5 countries. And yeah, and it was good. It was good. I learned a lot from the coursework to the research itself, to meeting people, to seeing how pharmacy is actually studied and practiced elsewhere. you know it gave me a good view about what this profession could actually bring for me. I i i, I did shadow working with I think about 2 companies in Thailand. It was great. That is what I wanted to do. If I had a choice again, I wouldn't have gone back for a PhD. Seriously. But something happened. Hmm. Something happened. So I'm going to tell you about my PhD, why I decided to be in, going to PhD now. Um, I went back to Nigeria and, or I was speaking with someone in Nigeria, and then he was like, don't think your idea or whatever you have from your masters will come and be applicable to the Nigerian context immediately. It takes time. And I'm like, whoa, okay, so I have to now start all over again when I get to Nigeria. He said yes. But then he said something. He said, but if you have a PhD, it would be easier. Like you could just go into academics. I didn't want a PhD, and I wasn't with thinking of a PhD. So I, I spoke to a friend of mine who was fortunately doing her postdoc then in Thailand, and then she said something, and that is one thing I want everyone to take away from this video today. She said something. She said, it's better you have it and not use it than for you to need it and not have it. So, whether you're going into academics, whether industry, whether you decide to take that leap from industry back to academics or from academics into industry, nothing is a waste. There is no learning or experience that is a waste. So she said, Rhoda, go for it. And I said, okay. Of course, I was already interested in my area of research that I did during masters. It was thorough. It was stressful, but it was thorough, and then it brought out a lot of real life, real world data that I could pursue for further research. But then I kept looking for scholarships again, doctoral scholarships in different countries for that particular aspect of research, and I didn't get any. The closest I got said, yeah, the closest I got said they weren't going to employ any PhD student that year. That was going to wait for 2 more years, and their program was going to be 7 years. It is school in the US. I'm not going to mention. Yes, program regulatory science program was going to be 7 years. So I said, okay, fine, and I had already began talking to my current supervisor, and she had accepted. Oh, guys, I'm going to talk about this lady, especially in another video. She has been an angel. I tell you guys, when you decide to make that leap, either into academics, either into industry, Or when you decide to make that life leap at all, guys, pray. Pray for the person who you're going to meet, the person who is going to supervise you, the people who are going to be in charge of your case. Because it matters. It doesn't matter your religion. Just, I'm sure you have a creator, someone you believe in. Pray. I prayed and God brought this lady my way. After her, I had another lady who also accepted me. But again, that's a story for another day. Yeah. So she accepted. I finished my master's and I applied. I didn't get the scholarship. Yes. I got the we're glad to offer you admission into pharmacy doctoral program of this year and that year, beginning this year and that year. Unfortunately, we are unable to offer you the doctoral scholarship. Oh, it broke my heart because I've been, I took this particular application seriously. I took it personally. It was everything I always wanted. The country, the person I was going to work with, the person I was going to work with, especially. I could, excuse me. When I met her online, I could have decided, you know, to go elsewhere or not just bother. But her personality, you know, attracted me. And she has not changed, right? My supervisor has not changed. She's intelligent. She's kind. Now, in Thailand, I learned the difference between being nice and kind. Someone may be nice, but not kind. Someone may be kind and not nice, but then it's subjective, right? Most people who are kind are nice, but most people who are nice are not kind. Aha, my supervisor is kind, and I love it. I'm doing my research now. I'm in research. I'm doing research, and I'm here. I'm talking to you. I'm relaxed. We're going to talk about where I'm doing research. We're going to talk about what I'm doing. We're going to talk about um um if I'm enjoying my research here or not. But you can see from my face and the way I'm speaking that this is a place. If you're looking forward to doing a PhD or a postdoc or something, it's here. You have to come here. I don't know about other places, I don't know about other countries, but this is the best. Now, especially if you have family, if you have young children, this is the best place for you. So, guys, I took the leap and then I'm here in my second year. Yeah, expecting my first paper to be published and going on with my other studies. It's working. Am I enjoying it? Yes. What plan do I have for the future? Definitely, I would like to go into academics. But if it doesn't work, I'll go back to industry. The good thing is, in this phase, be open. Be open to options. Many people, especially women, are not open to options. Once a woman say, look, I'm going to be a lecturer, then she has to be a lecturer. If not, she's not going to find fulfillment. Guys, find fulfillment anywhere. Find the good books and whatever your hand find, do it well. Do it well. It's in doing it well that you find purpose. It's in doing it well that you find fulfillment. But when you now say, oh, because I didn't get that lecturing position, or I didn't get to be head of department immediately after my PhD, then I'm not fulfilled. Then you're not going to be fulfilled, and you'll be doing yourself some ills because of that, because you'll be sounding ungrateful. So yeah, industry, academic, here I come. I'm ready to make use of every available um opportunity that comes my way. Yeah. So how am I finding PhD? Excellent. I think I'm the first PhD student to say I'm not going crazy. I'm not, at least I'm not going crazy yet. Yeah. I'm thinking a lot about my project. I can sleep and be thinking about my project. I can sleep, I dream about my research, but I'm not going crazy at all. I'm okay. I can be on the bus. I'm thinking about my research. I can be bathing or dressing my kids. I'm thinking about my research. Everything, my life, instead of my life revolves around the research. At the time, it's okay, it's going well, and yeah, I'm checking the boxes and everything. Other times, it's slow, just like it is at the moment. And one thing I've learned in this past couple of years is that it's quality over quantity. It's quality, especially in this country. I have noticed. I'm going to share my culture shock here. Where we're coming from, everything is done fast. Put it out there, then we begin to we begin to repair it if it doesn't work. But here, they value quality. If you have my kind of supervisor, then you know that every sentence, every God-given sentence you put out there will have to make sense. Will have to make sense. I learned the word nuanced, concise. Put it together, tighten it up. Yes, from my supervisor, right? They value quality a lot. And so I'm no longer in a hurry. Yeah, I used to be in a hurry. I thought, oh, I'm just going to come in and publish papers and look for a job, and I'm just going to do this and do that. No, I'm taking it easy right now because I want to end up with a good job. I want something just like what happened during my master's. I finished my master's, and I looked over part of my results, and I said to myself, well done. Well done. It didn't go as planned, but well done for this that you've done. That's how I want my PhD to be, and even more. I want to tell myself, well done. I want to look at my thesis at the end of the day, whether it's up to 80,000 words or not. I want to look at my thesis and say, well done, Rhoda. You've done this. Yeah, so I'm going to stop here. It's about 25 minutes of ranting. if Yeah, I'm just going to stop here now, and then we'll continue next week. Next week we'll be talking about women in academia. That the emotional roller coaster, and the acknowledging the old life. For instance, for me, where I had the freedom, yeah, at the workplace, you go to work, you come back, you get your salary at the end of the month. you know at least you were free. I wasn't. I was free. I didn't have to meet any deadlines, like any academic deadlines. the emotional roller coaster of maybe having to leave family behind at some point, emotional roller coaster of, juggling academics right now and juggling children. Sometimes you want to be at the library, right? Sometimes you want to be at the lab. Sometimes, yeah, you just want to be at the space where you're studying your writing, but then you have to go pick the kids. You have to help with assignments. You have to be at the parent teachers meeting. You have to be at the hospital if they are sick. You just have to be there. And if you are the kind of person that is intentional about parenting, then you even have to do more. Many times, that opportunity creates, I'll say, it creates an emotional roller coaster for you as the academic in the family, for you as the woman, or for you as the man of the family. So we'll be talking about all that in the next few episodes, and also be talking about landing and adjusting. So you just landed in academics or academia. What next? What next as someone with family? What next as someone who needs to work and provide? Yeah, yeah. Someone who needs to work and provide. What next in terms of your mental health or your spiritual life, your finances, most especially if you're moving countries as immigrants. What next? So be um, doing all that, and also looking at living the dual degrees, dual lives, um, kind of thing. So yeah, I look forward to another engaging time with you all, and please leave your questions, your comments in the comment section, and you can also use my email if you want to do that. And please subscribe. Kindly subscribe. If you don't, I don't think we'll continue this. But then again, I'll do this because of us, because of you, because of this community. Please subscribe, and share if you can. Thank you. Enjoy.